Cliff fans, I was just thinking that I wanted to add something to the page, and I seen this on the Beatles page, a tribute page to the Beatles, and they were doing polls of favorite albums, favorite singles of the Fab Four, and I was thinking, what's good enough for the Beatles should be good enough for Cliff as well. So I was thinking maybe this could start a discussion, and we could start interacting and just talking about our favorite albums, our favorite singles, favorite movies, Cliff's. And so I'm going to start by giving you my top 10 favorite Cliff albums. Um, Now, these are just my favorite albums. They don't have to be your favorite, you don't have to agree, but I'd like to hear your opinions. So you can put in the comments below what your top 10 favorite albums are, and you can tell me why, and whether you agree with me or whether you don't agree. That's fine. Everybody has different choices. It'd be a sad world if we all agreed on everything. Anyway, so here's my top 10 Cliff albums. Number 10, Rise Up. Now, I've already probably been a bit controversial with this Rise Up. I know a lot of people will probably put it number one at the moment because it's his new album, um, and people are listening to it a lot at the moment. But as I say, my top 10 are going to be based on my favorite albums, the ones that bring back the most memories for me, the best memories for me, and the ones I probably listen to more than anything else. So, Rise Up, we've only really had it since November. So, I love the album, and that's why it's in the top 10. Um, I suppose in another few years, if I was to do a poll, it'll probably be a lot higher, because every song is a winner. Every song is fantastic. My favorite tracks are "Everything That I Am" and "Reborn." Um, just love the whole album, and I probably listened to it about 100 times since I've gotten it in November, and but it doesn't hold any memories yet, so that's why it's number 10. So number 10, Rise Up. Number 9, Every Face Tells a Story. What an album. Um, the opening track, My Kind of Life, is just, I absolutely love this album. Um, every track, Hey Mr. Dreammaker, Give Me Love Your Way. What an album. It's number 9, Every Face Tells a Story. Number 8, Silver. Silver just brings me right back to the 80s, and the Baby or Dynamite video in particular. I remember, like, I had the video connection VHS, and I had that worn out. I had everybody's head wrecked in the house, I think, playing that over and over again. And so that this album brings back memories of that. There's some great tracks on it. Ocean Deep, of course, is on it, and but I think my favorite track of all the songs on the album is a song called "The Golden Days Are Over." So at number 8 is Silver. Number 7, Wired for Sound. Straight into the 80s with Wired for Sound. Um, Again, I don't even know whether most people would have this in their top 10, but I absolutely love it. Um, all the tracks, every single track, I think I love. Um, I love Once in a While, which was released as a single, I think, by Leo Sayo, which is probably why Cliff didn't release it as a single, because I think that would have been a great single. But Leo's version is good, but Cliff's is better. Wire for Sound. Number 6, Rock and Roll Juvenile. Now, I know this is Cliff's favourite album. When he's asked, what's your favourite album, he always says Rock and Roll Juvenile. And it's probably because he produced it himself. He wrote the title song himself. And it also has on it, which probably shouldn't have been on the album, but it was put on the album because it was a huge hit. It was We Don't Talk Anymore, which probably would have been better on I'm No Hero, because it doesn't really go any of the rest of the songs on the album. This is an absolutely fantastic album. Um, Again, straight through. You could listen to every song straight through. Carriers on it as well, which is just fantastic. Number 5. I think a lot of people, when I did a poll on asking people what their favorite Cliff album was, I think I did one last year or the year before on this page, and people rated this as their favorite Cliff album, and it's number 5 for me. For no reason, I just went through all the albums and this ended as number 5, so this is something's going on. What a great selection of songs. It showed Cliff could still be contemporary in 2004, 2004. He was still coming out with good music, and I wasn't a big fan of Real As I Wanna Be, even though there's some good tracks on there. I wasn't a huge fan of that, and then he started releasing he had an album out called Wanted, which I really wasn't a fan of. I didn't like that album really. I liked one or two of the tracks, but not many. And you're thinking, is he just gonna go down, 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 and then he comes straight back up with this. This is amazing, this album. And actually, there's 13 tracks on this, but there's another version of this album called For Life, which has all the B-sides, which is fantastic as well. And it has all, because if you're a fan of B-sides, which I am, it includes the Barry Gibb song, How Many Sleeps, She's All Mine, some great B-sides. Well, they wouldn't be really called B-sides, to be called bonus tracks, because they're just on the CD. Anyway, on to number 4, and this was considered Cliff's comeback album in 1976. And not that he went anywhere, but it kind of got a new respect for Cliff in 1976 when he released songs like Devil Woman and Mission Nights. And he released a single that was, I think about 80% of it was in falsetto, which Cliff has never did before, and it was called, what was it called? I Can't Ask for Anything Else But You. What a fantastic song. And so this album is I'm Nearly Famous, which is one of my favourites. It's number 4. And my favourite track, my favourite track is Devil Woman, obviously, because it's such a great song. But my second favourite track on the album is not Mission Nights. It's a song called I Wish You'd Change Your Mind and Stay, which I think is absolutely fantastic. It was written by Terry Britton, who wrote Rise Up and Devil Woman. Number 3 is an album I don't think would be in anybody's top 10. Maybe some of the rock and roll fans out there will have this one. But this brings me right back to when I was a kid, and why I started listening to Cliff in the first place was because I was brought up on 50s rock and roll, and then I discovered Cliff with Move It, which is probably the greatest rock and roll song of all time in my opinion. And then I discovered this album, which I still get goosebumps every time I hear it. It's like brings you right back to the 60s, even though I wasn't there in the first place. It's Me and My Shadows. And to me, this is the ultimate British rock and roll album pre-Beatles. I mean, there's only 2, I think, that I can think of, 2 great rock and roll albums in Britain. And one was The Sound of Fury by Billy Fury, and this was the other one, Me and My Shadows. And number 2, which I don't think a lot of people will have in their top 5, but I don't care. This is my favourites. As I said, it's just my favourites. And it's I'm No Hero. And the reason why this is my favourite, this is the only album I think I had as a kid, besides Me and My Shadows, and the album that's number 1, that I would listen to from start to finish without skipping over any of the songs every single time. Because there's no song you can skip over on this and say, oh, I'll just skip past that. This is absolutely fantastic from start to finish. I think 90% of the songs are written by Alan Turney. So I'm no hero. Yep. Number 2. And number 1, I don't think it's going to be a surprise. I mean, I've said this a lot on this page, that my favourite album from 1987 is Always Guaranteed. And I still love this. Another Goosebumps album, right from start to finish. You couldn't skip through it. How could you skip? How could you skip over Some People, or Forever, or Under Your Spell, or This Time Now, or any song? But the biggest memory I have of this album is that I got it from Santa Claus. Christmas 1987. I think it was the last time I got something from Santa Claus. I was 12. Was I 12? I was 12. Is that too old for Santa? I don't know. It was a different time then. But yeah. And the single Remember Me was released, I think, the October, and I still hadn't heard it up until Christmas Day. And so Christmas morning, race down, open it. It was a cassette of Always Guaranteed, and I put it in the cassette player and wind it on to Remember Me, and that was the first time I heard it. Was Christmas morning 1987, and obviously I played the cassette to death. I mean, I still have the cassette, but like, that was played every single day of my childhood from 1987 onwards. Anyway, so that's my top 10. I'd be interested to hear your top 10. You just put your comments below. Was this video a good idea? I don't know. I just wanted to rob something from the Beatles fans and put it onto the Cliff page and see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for your support for the page, and Happy New Year. Cheers.